Summer routines live or die by how easy they are, and honestly, if something takes too much effort, I'm out. That's why Groons is my go-to. It's my one daily pack of gummies covering my greens, vitamins, and minerals. Plus, it has 6 grams of prebiotic fiber, which is more than 2 cups of broccoli. No mixing powders, no giant pills, no hassle. I just rip open the pack and I'm done. They taste good and they make it easy to stay on top of my health, even when life gets busy. Save up to 52% with the code PODCAST at Groons.co. That's code PODCAST at GRUNS.co.
It's the Go Gopher Podcast with Mike Grimm, episode number 68. I am Mike Grimm, voice of the Golden Gophers, and welcome back to the podcast. We're talking Golden Gopher and Team USA hockey in this week's Go Gopher Podcast, which is truly golden. Former Gopher player Taylor Heise, one of the all-time greats to ever wear the maroon and gold sweater, makes a return trip to the podcast to talk about winning a gold medal at the Women's World Hockey Championships last month, just a month after appearing in the Frozen Four for the Gopher women. Taylor's one of our all-time favorites. I know you'll enjoy hearing from her about being on Team USA, winning the gold, and finding out what's next for her. Our Go Gopher podcast is presented by alumni-owned Sunbelt Business Advisors and True North Mergers and Acquisitions. If you're a business founder planning to exit your business, start by contacting Sunbelt Business Advisors and True North Mergers and Acquisitions. Sunbelt serves more businesses up to $5 million in revenue than anyone, and True North M&A serves companies with revenues up to $150 million. You can get a confidential, no-cost, no-obligation business valuation started today. Make the most of your life's work. Visit sunbeltminnesota.com or tnma.com today. We're also glad to have Affinity Plus Federal Credit Union with us on the Go Gopher podcast. Affinity Plus is your local credit union throughout the state of Minnesota. Find out more at affinityplus.org/GoGophers. That's affinityplus.org/GoGophers. Affinity Plus is a big-time supporter of Gopher hockey, so we thank them for that as well. Our podcast is also presented by State Farm agent Tony Hoagland at ChamplinInsurance.com. We're podcasting episode 68 from the Aquarius Home Services studio. We invite you to subscribe to the Go Gopher podcast. It's free to subscribe and free to listen at any time. You can also go back and listen to past podcasts. Last week, for example, we featured Gopher football director of player personnel Marcus Hendrickson talking about the NFL draft. It's a must listen. You'll certainly enjoy the inside story of all the Gophers getting their shot at pro football. This week, it's episode 68 of the Go Gopher podcast, and we're talking gold. True gold, as in gold medal winner Taylor Heise, former Gopher hockey star. My conversation with Taylor is next.
I'm Clay Geary, walk-on turned scholarship wide receiver for Gopher football.
And I'm Ben Utek, U of M alumni, Super Bowl champion, and Tony Dungy Uncommon Award winner.
We understand championship culture, which is why we're part of the True North family of companies.
True North invests in only elite teams, like the champion team at Sunbelt Business Advisors, Minnesota's largest seller of companies. To learn more about True North and our diverse family of independently owned companies, visit TrueNorthEquityPartners.com.
Hi, Gopher fans. Switching is easy. We do it all the time. We switch on lights, we switch TV channels, we switch on the TV. And with the new transfer portal, some college students even switch colleges, which can seem crazy to us diehard fans. But what's not crazy is how you can switch and save with State Farm. In fact, my agency can switch you over so we can start saving today. My team is ready to welcome you to the State Farm neighborhood and show you it is, in fact, easy to switch and save. When you want the real deal, check us out at ChamplinInsurance.com. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
It's episode 68, the Go Gopher podcast. Taylor Heise, former Gopher star, always a Gopher, but does it sound weird, Taylor, first of all, to hear me say former Gopher star?
Yeah, I mean, who would have thought after 5 years I knew it would come, but yeah, it definitely sounds a little weird, but obviously really excited for my future, and obviously the Gophers and being a Gopher definitely helped me along the way to make sure my future was paved well.
Well, we appreciate you coming on. This is your second appearance on our podcast. Of course, we've had you on our Gopher Talks in the past as well. And when you score as many goals and win as many games as you have, you get some of the spotlight. As we tape this on Tuesday afternoon, it was last night, Monday night, the Golden Goldies, the annual kind of Oscar Award, Emmy Award, Grammy Award style honors dinner banquet was held at the football stadium on campus at Huntington Bank Stadium, and you were one of the big winners. You were Female Athlete of the Year. You were part of the Team of the Year. I think you won the Big Ten Medal of Honor. Did I forget anything? Was that pretty much? Yeah.
Nope. I think that's good.
Well, obviously we want to talk about the gold medal. And when we set this up a week or so ago, after your celebration trip to Mexico, we had to get that out of the way. I didn't know that the Goldies would be a big night too. So I got to start with that. How cool was that last night? It's one of the cool nights for Gopher athletics, I think.
I really like it. I think the Met Gala was last night. I'm not sure many people know what that is, but obviously that's super important for the celebrities. But we had our own little Met Gala. It's really fun. And when you get to dress up and outside of like game day clothes where it's very serious, it's super fun for everyone. And then you get to see every athlete that's there, everyone who shows up, at least who doesn't have class. But yeah, it was definitely super fun. I was actually texting my mom when the first award was announced, because I didn't know what was going on really. I was just telling her what we were doing, and all of a sudden I heard my name and I immediately put my phone down and I was like, oh my gosh. So no, I'm super honored, super proud, obviously, of the team. Obviously it didn't end the way we wanted to. Talked about that before, but it was a great team to be a part of, and obviously I think we showed and proved that we're one of the best teams to contend with in women's hockey for Gophers. So no, it was definitely super fun, and I love seeing my girls all dressed up, and we got a picture, so it was well worth it.
Yeah, that picture all those pictures. And for those that don't know, the Golden Goldies, as we mentioned, like you say, it's like a big banquet style night, and it's a chance that the guys are wearing their suits, and some even in tuxes and the stylish stuff, and then all the ladies are dressed up in their formals and various different styles all across the board, and it's just awesome to see everybody at their best, so to speak.
Oh my gosh, absolutely. I think you don't get all of the best athletes, including everyone at the U, together. So when you get to walk up, you get to see people, and honestly, there's about 50 or so people I'd never seen in my life. So very, very fun to meet new people and see people, obviously, to see your buddies who are in season, whether that's golf or other sports like that, or I don't technically get to see the volleyball girls a ton. So just seeing different girls out and about that I look up to too, because there's a lot of really great female and male athletes here. So just to see everyone and for people to get awarded for the things that they do. And it was just super fun to see. And you could see everyone was having fun. There was a donut wall. I was the first one to run up there in my heels. I didn't trip though, so I was super excited about that.
The line was way too long. I had to skip it, although it looked delicious.
Oh, I ran.
Yeah, you were
They
there.
said it and I ran. Mm-hmm.
Like you were on skates, just like
yes.
just like you're on the
I
ice.
just thought about it. I was like, I gotta go.
That's awesome. Now, we shouldn't just gloss over the Big Ten Medal of Honor, because that's a pretty cool award. Obviously, technically, you're a WCHA athlete, but you're at a Big Ten institution, so they include women's hockey in that, and that is an award given to just one male and one female athlete at each school. So every year, 14 schools, 2 athletes. It's only 28 people win that, and it's a combination of factors with academics, off the ice, in your case, community service, obviously excellence in performance as an athlete. What was your thought when you found out you won that?
Yeah, honestly, I was shocked. I heard my name. I didn't really put 2 and 2 together to start. And then I kind of looked up at the board, and obviously anything that says Big Ten Medal of Honor, obviously that stands out to you anyways. I had to look it up afterwards. I don't really remember hearing too much about it, but obviously it's a prestigious award. I read about it. I sent it to my mom. She was like, oh my God, that's so cool. She would have loved to be there. My parents love those kind of things. But yeah, it's definitely something that I'm honored for. Obviously, not just the excellence on the ice, but different things. Because obviously, when you're an athlete, you want to make sure you're making an impact, whether or not that's on or off the ice. And for me, I think our team does a great job of extracurriculars, whether that's going to the Masonic Children's Hospital or I was just a little girl who always came to our games. Her mom asked us to come to one of her little birthday parties, so we came to skate with her at Ritter. Just little things like that where it matters more to them than you could ever imagine. So I think obviously this award is something that I'm obviously honored to take, but it's just fun to see the impacts you have off the ice and how that's kind of been rewarding for me, not just like with awards and stuff, but just like seeing people and seeing the smiles on their faces.
Yeah, and just to piggyback off of that in terms of role models, even when you're on the ice and you score a goal and you look around, and at Ritter Arena, for example, there are little girls. I think each generation, right, gets better. Like your generation of skaters were better than girls who were coming in 6 to 10 years earlier, and who knows in 10 years how good the next group. So if there's that 10-year-old girl in the stands and she's up on the glass and you're up there and she's pounding, in 10 years she is the next Taylor Heise, and maybe even better because of the inspiration that you and your teammates
100%.
offer up, right?
Yeah, 100%. I think obviously my mom has always preached that to me, both my parents. Like, I never really got to feel the love from people who were above me in sports and stuff in the hockey realm, just because I was not born into that, and like we didn't go to a lot of games that a lot of people did in my grade at least. But I do remember when I was like 12 to 15, I went to all the Gopher games. That's when you're like at that awkward phase where you're like, I don't really need to talk to them, like they don't know me, like I would never do that.
Yeah.
Or like when you're a kid, you're more willing to come up to you and be like,
Sure.
Can I have your stick?
Yeah.
Which to this day I think is the most crazy thought and question that I've ever gotten. And even in college, and with Team USA I understand, but with college I'm like, I don't think so. But like it's just those little things that make me laugh, where you see in the stands where we do a really good job at Ritter, where we invite little community, either that's U12s, U14s, whether or not we win or lose after the game. A lot of us will go on the ice, we'll take pictures. There's locker room tours. We do tours after almost every game. So you get out, go see your parents, and you come back and there's 80 little children in your locker room sitting in your stall. But as much as you want to be like, oh, it's more so just like they want to sit in your stall and they want to take a picture, which for a women's hockey player, you would have never really thought that. I know when I was a kid, I wanted to go to like Gopher camps just to see the girls, but women's hockey's been growing, and it's something I'm proud to be a part of, and I'm hoping to be a part of that change as well in the future.
Last one on last night. So you win a Goldie, a personal Goldie, as Female Athlete of the Year for all of Gopher athletics, and there is an actual little statue, a Goldie, that's what it's called, and it's a little statue of Goldie. So what do you think you'll do with that now that you have it? So
this is actually my friend's room because I don't have a desk in my room.
Yeah.
Not sure why in my years of college I still haven't figured that out. But it's actually sitting next to my window, and I have my flowers next to it, but I'll probably bring it home. My mom does a bunch of stuff with all the awards and trophies, so I'm sure she'll find a spot for the Golden Goldie. She loved it. I sent her a picture of it last night. She loved it. So whatever Amy wants to do with it, I'm gonna let her do it.
Yeah.
But no, it's definitely cool. I think it's awesome the way that it was made. It's like just a Goldie standing with his hands behind his back. So it's super cool.
Yeah, that's awesome. And for the record, we're on Zoom. I'm not sitting in the room with you here as we record the podcast. You're at your place. I'm at my place. But it's kind of cool that you're in your roommate's room, right? You said, and the Goldie.
Abigail Barine.
Right
she
there.
is a studious lady, so she needs her desk. It's got a bunch. Anything I could need, it's in here. So
you've got it taken care of. All right. So you talked about the heartbreak of that last game up in Duluth in the semifinals. You score a goal early in that game, like 2 minutes in, you're up 1-0, and then Wisconsin goes on this crazy 5-period stretch where they don't give up a goal. Right? They end up winning in overtime. They win it all a couple days later, and then on top of it, the overtime probably just enough to it just guts you, right? So you have to deal with that, and then literally 30 days later, they're hanging gold around your neck. How take me through the range of emotion in basically a 30-day stretch?
Yeah, I would say to start, it was my birthday, the game that we lost. So that started off obviously my teammates and my roommate made it super special for me. And I knew that whether or not we won or lost, it was going to be a day that I won't forget. So for me, I think I went in with just this confidence that we could do it. And I still know we could have done it if we would have won. And that's okay. Obviously, coulda, shoulda, woulda, people are going to say. But I think for us, we were very confident. And then when I scored that goal 2 or 3 minutes in, that kind of sealed it for me. I was like, okay, we can do this. Cami Kronich, I'll give it to her. Their goaltender, she's been someone that they haven't been able to rely on in the past. She's been their second or third string, and they've been relying on a lot of other people. But I'll give it to her this year. She did a great job, and she shut us out at that last part of the game. And I think we're more of a veteran team, but we played a little soft essentially in the last portion of the game. I think it's a lot to be somewhere else, to be in a hotel room for that long, competing and things like that. Not to make excuses, but I think for us it was obviously not the greatest game, but I think all of us can take something out of that last game and be really proud of it, especially us 6 or 7 of us seniors, and my group is us 6. So and then obviously coming home and taking a few days off, but not getting too many days off. Obviously other girls obviously had a different schedule than me. It took 3-4 days. Got to hang out with the team, celebrated a little bit just the season that we had and how proud we were. And then obviously I was shipped out to Blaine for USA pre-camp tryouts. And obviously that was something I had been focused on for a really long time. Really excited that I was there. Blaine, Minnesota has a lot of different history for me, good and bad. So I was just excited to be there. Gracie Ostertag was my roommate. I live with her, so it's super fun. We were roommates anyways. And then obviously I went on to Brampton, Ontario. Had a great 2 weeks there. Felt like I was away from home for 3 months. Really wasn't, but I got to come home, and then I actually didn't get to come home. I went straight after winning a gold medal to Mexico, and then I got to come home.
Yeah,
so
little celebration. Yeah.
Yes, I've had a great few months. So no matter if it's the heartbreak or the wins, obviously I'm more so going to remember how people make you feel. So people on our team that I had at the Gophers, it's something in my last year that I won't forget. It was a given. It wasn't something given. It was something that I was able to take advantage of, and not everyone gets to do that. And then obviously with Team USA, learning from the best of the best, and kind of now taking that into what I'm doing, getting back in the gym on the ice now this week. So super important, super excited to kind of get going and get back to it, I guess.
Yeah, just a whirlwind of some time when you think about it. And then along those lines, from winning a medal and moving on from that, you were on the podcast heading into the Duluth game, which was in the regional final just before. If you win that, you're into the Frozen Four. If not, then the season's over. And you mentioned even then a little bit that you were seemingly at peace with whatever the outcome, even in that Duluth game, was going to be. Obviously, you had a hunger to win. You want to win. And now, after it all, are you still in that same mindset that you're at peace? Obviously, you'd love to win the national title, but are you at peace with all that you and your teammates accomplished?
Absolutely. I think something that I've talked about with my sports psych and my parents and everything, like you got to go into a game knowing that you can be sincerely disappointed if you lose, but you also have to realize that if you put everything into the game that you expected yourself to put into and more, and you know that you gave your full effort, you got your shots off, you did what you needed to do, control what you can control, then at the end of the game, I mean, you can be disappointed, because I hate losing more than the next person, more than anyone really, in my opinion. But just kind of taking it and truly just being grateful for the opportunity. Like for me, these opportunities that I get now, not everyone gets to play college hockey. Not everyone gets to play for the national team. Not everyone gets to play for a gold medal. So my opportunities that I get, obviously, even in the gold medal game, like I was nervous, even though I had the best of the best next to me, even though because I was playing the best of the best as well. It's just the thought, like when you do get nervous, for me, I always bring it back to like, what was I doing at 6 a.m. like last week? Or did I get up? Was I shooting pucks? Was I doing the right things? And if I wasn't, then I can be mad and I can be upset that I didn't feel my best. But I think for me, it's the more at peace. I feel like the older I get, the more at peace I can get with what I'm doing, just because of the time and effort I've put in. And obviously you can be upset with either teammates or, I don't know, funny bounces. You can be upset with the puck if you want, but it'll go away. And at the end of the day, like I said, it's the experiences and the way people made you feel that are gonna, that's what you're gonna be able to tell your kids and things like that. So I'm just grateful that I've been a part of such a great few groups, and that they love me and I love them, and it's just people that I can look back to and ask for help if I need in the future too.
You mentioned on that last podcast as well with us about maybe the chip on the shoulder you carried in not making the Olympic team, right? And that fueled you all the way to the Patty Kazmaier Award the following year, and finishing your career off in this fashion. And you mentioned earlier, just a few minutes ago, Blaine was a plus and a negative. So what was it like to get the word that you're on Team USA this time around?
Yeah. Obviously, like I had played in the World Championships last August, and that was the first round of it. Obviously, got COVID. It was a very weird situation for me. Still loved it. Still had a great time, even though we won silver. Like I said, I have some amazing memories in Denmark that I know not a lot of other people can say. So for this way around, when I was in Blaine, obviously really focused on not being nervous, because like I said, I wasn't happy with how I had played or had a good tryout in the last time that I got cut. And obviously I can't be too mad about it if I did put my full effort. Things just didn't go my way. That's fine. But this way around, I think I just wanted to make it pretty known that I was going to make that team, whether or not people were going to give me a good benefit of the doubt. I was going to be put on a great line or one that I hadn't played with before. Just wanted to make my presence known. And if I didn't make the team, it's obviously not meant to be. But for me this time around, like I had a confidence and not only like a chip, just like this want that I've been there and I've done it. And now I want to win a gold medal. And it's not even like I want to make the team, is I want to make the team better.
Yeah.
So if that's me being on the team and that's me being a fourth line center who is going to win on my face-offs, like that's what I got to do. And whatever Team USA is going to bring for me, I'm going to make sure that I do everything to the best of my ability that they ask me, because I know that they have my best like they want me to have the best future that I could possibly have alongside them as well.
And so you make the team, and then there's not a lot of time. There's some players on that team that have been on Team USA, like Hillary Knight, forever. I think she won her 9th, what was it? Something like that, 9th gold medal.
Yeah, crazy. Someone will score a hat trick, too.
Yeah, exactly, which I want to ask you about in a second, because you were the assister on the eventual game-winning goal in that gold medal game, which I'm sure that was an awesome experience. But I want to ask you first how quickly you had to kind of meld back in, because there were some newcomers, there were some old standbys, including some former Gophers like Panic and Steckline and others. How did that gelling process go to all of a sudden put a team capable of winning the gold medal together in a relatively quick time?
Yeah, I think if you ask anyone in a normal basis that you're going to take 46 girls and cut it down to 24 or 23, and then having to compete, instead of competing against each other, you're going to compete against other teams in other countries, I think people would probably say you're crazy.
Yeah.
And for us, I think anyone who's been to a camp, which was most of us, like, no. I was playing against Hillary one time, and I remember, like, I must have slashed her or something, and she like got mad at me, and I was like, oh, like, that's fine. We're playing against each other, and that's exactly how I would play against Marie Fillet-Poulin from Canada. So I think it's awesome to take a whole week and play against the best, who I know we have the best in our team, and then go straight into after either making a team or not making a team, and in my case, making it, and knowing that now I do have the best of my team, and I'm able to compete with them and learn from them. And I think when I kind of came into Blaine, I knew that I was going to make like kind of a little note sheet and kind of see what people have that I want to take. And that's going to take my game to the next level. And obviously, like, going off of that and seeing newcomers and obviously seeing the roster and being like, okay, this is what we have, and I'm really excited to make it work. And then going into the next day of practice and it's kind of being like the first day of school where you're like, oh boy, here we go. But our coaching staff did a great job, and our captains and the leadership group and our team was amazing. And we came together, and we, like I said, at the end of the day, figured it out. It was definitely a new experience. And being in Canada where there's 5 people in the stands that watch you to win. And after we won, there was a Canada chant, and then they started booing us. So, and like I've said it in the past, but like silence speaks louder than words. So when it was silent in there, it was like the best feeling ever for me, and I know our team was the same.
Yeah, no pun intended. Silence is golden, right? And for you guys, it was golden that day for sure, literally, in terms of that. What was that like? It was quiet, you mentioned, but there was a point at which you were up there with your teammates, and they put the American flag up there and played the anthem. What was that emotion like? Yeah,
I was telling my parents, I was like, I'm sick of being a loser. Like, I've been a loser since I was 18. In my opinion, obviously, you can take it as you want. I've had a great time, but I won 3 gold medals with the U18 team when I was younger. And then obviously knowing how amazing it feels to have the American flag on your back, seeing your flag up in the stands, and then singing the national anthem, it's one thing you can never imagine. I feel like athletes sometimes feel like it's nagging when before a game when you do have to sing the national anthem. And for us, it's every time you hear it, that means you won. So in a sense, you feel like you're winning, and then you realize like what the flag actually means, and kind of in that sense too. So, I mean, it was an amazing opportunity, and I'm obviously grateful for that. And I have all the pictures and videos from it, and I sometimes just go back. Sometimes even if I'm sad, but like days that are like hard for me, or like I'm in the gym and I'm like, oh, my body hurts. It's just easy for me to see that and go back to the moment where even like my mom's she took a video in the stands. It's terrible, but like I still love it because you can see us, the flag, us singing the national anthem. So something I'm for sure going to be grateful for forever.
When the clock hit 0, what was the emotion? Was it? I'm gonna throw a few options out. Was there relief? Was there just total jubilation? A combination of that? Because I could see where there would be varying things given what you have been through, as you mentioned, over the years.
And I think like our team, like coming into the game, we had something on our wall and it said script. And our coach, Relvo, he had it flipped around because the script had been flipped for the past 3 years for us. So we had it upside down, and he goes, when I walk back in this locker room after 30, he goes, and we were down, I think, at that point. And he goes, we're going to flip that. And I think after Hillary scored, I think it was like her second goal, and then we were up by 1 or 2. I remember being I think it was the one I wasn't out there for. So I think it was the second one. And I'm on the bench, and me and my 2 line mates, we're going nuts. We're like, this is the coolest thing ever. And we, at that point, I think we didn't know we were going to win, because obviously you don't want to say that. But we're like, okay, you can't let this go. Like, we have it. We can't let it go.
Yeah, it's 5-3,
like,
right, at that point then?
Yes. Yeah. So we're great. Like, our coach is crying on the bench. Like, I mean, it's emotions all over the place. I think there was like a minute and a half left or so. But like, when the buzzer went off, I remember being on the bench. It was like 30 seconds left. And I got on the bench with like 20 seconds left, and I'm sitting next to my line mates, and I'm like, dude, I'm putting my foot here. Don't put your hand here. I don't want to cut your hand. Watch out. Like, I'm ready to dive headfirst on the ice right now. So for us, I remember all of us, someone couldn't get their helmet off. I'm like skating with them to the bench, trying to like get it off so that they could go celebrate too. I mean, there's just so many like fun details and memories that I won't forget. Then obviously hugging every single person. Everyone's trying to find someone. You're like looking, you're like, who's here? And then obviously looking down the other side of the ice, and you know how that feels.
Yeah.
Like, it's not like you feel bad, but you know how hard that they worked as well to get to where they were at. And like, obviously, we won the end of the deal. So, and then obviously for me, having the flag on my back, like, everyone got to have a little chance of that. And then everyone had the cup, and you got to go, and your parents were taking videos from the stands, zooming in. Loved it. And I got to see my parents right after that. And obviously they're my biggest role models in life, just because they've done everything they could for me, not only then, but kind of just instilling in me the reasons why. Like, I understand how the other side feels, and I've been there, so I can respect that, but also like know how hard I've worked, and like how much I deserve to be there with the team that won, and how much our team deserved it as well.
Certainly Minnesota flavor too. We mentioned some former Gophers. There were some teammates of yours. What was that like to share it with those guys?
Yeah. Obviously, being a Gopher for the past 5 years is something I would never have given up, never would have left to go anywhere else. I never would have even thought of it. So I think for me, being there with the girls who were even on the team that was 46-0 or whatever, 42-0, whatever that was, Lee, Kelly, like I played with Danny Cameron in the past, like people who even graduated and gotten out of USA Hockey as well. And then obviously Abby Murphy was my roommate for 2.5 weeks. So we had a great time. We both did our homework together. We did everything together. We walked to Tim Hortons in the morning. She was there with me. We both did no treats for Lent. So we did it all together. And I think just being a part of such an amazing team, but also seeing like BC got their picture, Gophers got their picture after the game with like the trophy and everything like that, and kind of seeing the role models I had as a kid that I still get to look up to today is really awesome. And obviously, if I ever have a question, I can go up to them. And like this morning, I saw Lee in the gym, gave her a big hug. Just people like that, where I would have never thought I would have been as good of friends as I am with them today, and truly get to learn from them, and get to see, like, who knows, with me maybe getting a big girl job, professional hockey and stuff, I'm going to have lots of questions since I'm a young kid. So there are always people I can go to and feel comfortable with talking. So
I wanted to ask you to go back, because we've talked in the past about your family is mostly a basketball family. And that day in Duluth, I remember seeing you after the game. Your brother was in a sub-state game that day, a chance to go to state, and they also got like a buzzer beater, right?
Yep. So when we got to Duluth, I was watching it. We had just gone back from a banquet, I believe, and I was still in my dress because Frosty had just like brought us something to our rooms, like a cookie or something from Boosters or something, and I was screaming, and he like knocked on the door, and I'm like, are you kidding me? So literally with like 2 seconds left, they're playing defense, they inbound the ball, and this kid just throws up a three. Had like 2 points all game. Throws up a three, it goes in, they lose on the buzzer. And obviously, like, I know that feeling. I've done it in high school. I've seen it in college. It happened like multiple times, and obviously he worked his butt off, and I'm really excited to see him reap the benefits of that at Upper Iowa. So it's definitely hard, but for them to work as hard as they do, and I know both my brothers are going to be playing there. One in Upper Iowa, one in Northern Iowa. Very similar, but kind of far away, honestly. Yeah. I looked at it. I thought they were closer than they were. But yeah, they're both great. And obviously my parents, I think it was when we played Duluth to get to the Frozen Four, my brother had a section game down in Rochester. So my dad came to my game, and he stayed most of the whole time. My grandpa came, and my mom, after the first period, drove all the way down to Rochester, which is probably a good hour and 45 minutes to see my brother play, and they ended up winning. So my parents have done a lot and sacrificed a lot for my family, and obviously now they're going to be empty nesters, so they're just going to be traveling to all the games, and they're going to love it. So we have an RV. They have already decided they're going to RV trip places, so I don't know. Maybe I'll get to go with them.
They'll have Fayette and Cedar Falls on their GPS,
Yep.
right, to go
Yes, they
see
will.
some of those games. We talked about the former Gophers. I got to ask you, too, about what it was like to also be on the same team with probably some of the players. Well, think about this. Caroline Harvey, right, wins that game against you guys, and now she's your teammate. What was that like to have to? I mean, I say have to because ultimately you guys end up sharing this gold medal winning moment. But what's that like playing against and Hillary Knight, who was before your time, but she's scored now literally 100+ goals in international competition. Now you got Badgers that you're intermingling with playing on the same team. What was that like?
Usually it's not a problem because it's usually an equal year. They hadn't won in a little bit, whatever. But I remember getting there and me, Zum, and Murph were like, this is fun. But it's just like they understand it. They get it. They're very respectful and everything. And like KK Harvey is like one of the nicest girls. So like after we lost, like I know how good of a person she is and how good of a family she comes from. So other people probably had different thoughts and different words after the game than I did. But obviously like Lacey Eden is a great player. She was on the team too. Nicole Lamontia, Britta Curl. They're all people that I do respect. Obviously, I wanted to be in their shoes. After the game, I remember going up to Lacey being like, Bud, how does it feel to be a national champion and a world champion? And she goes, feels great. And I go, I'm glad I can live through you. Just like they're super respectful. And obviously, like when you're on the ice with them and playing with them, it's a totally different realm. And obviously, I'm out of the college realm now. So I can respect and understand how hard they put in their work to do it as well. But I also they know I'm like, you guys know it sucked. And they're like, yeah, 100%. I go, well, I'm just glad you did it. Like, if you beat us, you might as well win the whole thing. So, obviously, they're great kids, and they reap the benefits of it. But obviously, it's something I would have loved to do. Yeah. But it's okay. Obviously, there's other opportunities in the future for things like that.
Well, and so I wanted to ask you, too, about the goal that it was 3-3. So you guys were up 1-0 and then down 2-1, tied 2-2, yep. Down 3-2 in the gold medal game. Now we're talking in Canada for the World Championships. And then tied 3-3. You're on the ice. Take us through the go-ahead goal, which was eventually the difference maker.
Yeah, I believe it was on the power play. And it's me, Abby Rock, and Hillary at the top. We're like, it was a 5-on-3 maybe? Or we pulled the goalie. Honestly, yeah, I don't know, to be honest, because I haven't watched it back yet because I feel like I'm just living in the moment and loving what happens. So I'm not going to pick it apart yet. But yeah, I remember I got it through. We have a play that we do. I got it through, and I think the first time I got a shot off, and I was like, I'm not going to. I think they're kind of crowding my side. So I gave it back to Hillary, and I remember she winded up as though she was going to take a slap shot. And I was like, Hillary, like, this is new. And obviously I'm watching, and I'm like, oh, my God, that just went in. And there's a picture of me. I'm jumping. I was like, I always tell my parents, I get ripped from my vertical. Because obviously being a part of a basketball family, being a hockey player, I got my boots in the sand. And that's okay, because it's just not one of my benefits of, I don't know, being a hockey player. But I remember there's this picture of me jumping and fully grabbing Hillary, and I was like so excited because at that point I knew that we had it. And I think I knew we had it before, but at that point, like, I knew, and I'm so happy for her because she's someone who has put in so much work, and not necessarily, and I think this is weird because she gets so much press and so much amazing like things that happens to her, but like for her to be the star, like I've been like watching her forever, and she deserves deserves it more than anyone I've ever seen. So I was so happy for her and just happy for our team. And she's obviously someone I've been able to play with and someone that I learned from and get to hang out with now every day, which is something I would have never imagined when I was a child. So it really is. And I'm very grateful.
I believe if I looked it up right, so that goal is not only the game-winning goal, the eventual game-winning goal. I believe that was her 100th. That goal itself was her 100th international goal. So you have your name next to that as the assister on that, huh?
I know. No, she's definitely, she can make something out of nothing. So either way, whether I was there or not, I think she would put the puck in the back of the net. But yeah, definitely someone I get to look up to and get to see every day. And obviously she's someone who is like super stoic, like even after it happens, because she just wants the whole game to end. She's a stoic leader, and she keeps herself very at peace, but also very like not too high, not too low. And that's what I respect about her. So I remember she scored that. We got back to the bench and she was like, super like nothing, and I'm sitting there and I'm like, oh my God, we got we call ourselves the children, the kids, me, Lacey Eden, KK Harvey, Tessa Janicki, Bilka, like all of us, and we're like dying on the bench. We're like, oh my God, guys, this is awesome. And she's behind us, she's like, all right, let's focus. And we're like, okay, yep. I'm going to be excited, but I'm also going to focus. So
Yeah.
we're just going to do a little bit of both.
It's amazing. Let me read a real quick commercial here for our sponsor, and then I want to ask you about your future and where you're at now and what's going on. First of all, we want to thank Affinity Plus. They've been longtime Gopher supporters, including Gopher hockey, men's and women's, and they are your local credit union, proudly serving Minnesota since 1930. If you're a current Gopher student or a proud Gopher alum, you are eligible to join this financial that wants to build a meaningful banking relationship and put you first. You can meet with a local employee at any of their branches statewide, including one right near campus in Minneapolis. You can learn more or find other ways to connect. Go to affinityplus.org/go Gophers. Affinity Plus Federal Credit Union, federally insured by NCUA. So you have, by the way, where is the medal? How do you, I asked you where the Goldie was. Now, is the medal like in a safe spot someplace?
Yeah, so I'm not going to share that.
Yeah,
but
no,
yes,
right.
It's at home.
Okay.
I'm kidding. It's at home. I don't, and if I do camps in the summer, I'll come up and get it. But try to keep it at home with all my other goods where I'm hoping my parents can protect anything that were to happen. So, no, it's wonderful. It's at home. Everyone's super intrigued at how heavy it is.
Like, I noticed that they seem bigger than normal, too, when right?
When I got my U18 one, it was like decent size, but like this one's like the size of your palm, and I have big hands, so like probably the size of my palm. And obviously, I've held an Olympic medal before. It's definitely a little less than that, but it's heavy. Yeah. And when it was around our neck, like all night, I was kind of like, oh, this is kind of hurting the back of my neck. But yeah, it's that. I have my USA jersey in my room. Always like to look at it just in the mornings when I wake up, get up early, anything like that. I just love to see it and kind of realize why I do what I do. So yeah.
Awesome. All right, so let's talk about what you're up to now. Still part of training. You mentioned you're seeing some of these players every day. So what is the near term for you?
Yeah, normal day for me. Obviously, in May, it's a little bit of a different schedule since we have a lot of girls on vacation for Team USA and stuff, like taking their own time, which as they deserve. I went to Mexico. I just had to do it during kind of a downtime for school, because now it's finals, so obviously it's a little harder. But I would say normal day for me in May, it's mostly just training by myself. So I go into the gym with Cal Dietz. Obviously, he's the U of M trainer and the USA trainer both. Go in there, see both the men's team, the women's team, pros, both men and women in the pros, which is awesome. Today I saw a few people that I hadn't seen and that I just watched play in the in the Stanley Cup playoffs. So just people I get to meet and get to go in the morning, do that, and then I go and skate a little bit either on Ritter by myself or with other people who ever want to come out. I love the sun. Anyone who knows me knows I love to sit outside, read a book. I'm finishing my final, so I did a little bit of that today. And then either go on a walk. Me and my roommates like to rollerblade. So anything that comes to that. But normally, I think in the future, hoping to play pro and kind of seeing where that takes me. Obviously, I don't have a ton of information on that right now, but really excited for what it holds. I think I've always been scared of uncertainty, and I feel like right now I'm just kind of accepting it and realizing that's a part of the big girl life. So hoping that those things work out for me. But yeah, I'm super excited to be able to continue with Team USA and obviously hold close my years of the Gophers, come back, support the girls who gave me all their time and energy this year and supported me through it all. So just really excited and happy for what's to come, even though I don't really know what that entails so much as of right now, but super excited.
Yeah, and I'm not sure either. Maybe you can help enlighten. So you were on the Team USA. Is that roster then fluid, or are you on the Team USA roster now and training with those women as well, or how does that work now? If you want more competition in the future and looking with an eye down the road to potentially maybe the next Olympics and all of that.
Yes, that's a great question. It's definitely fluid. I think USA Hockey does a great job with keeping people humble and knowing that your spot's always replaceable. I think for something that happened was this year when we went to Worlds, Canada had already picked their team and they didn't even have like a pre-camp or choosing anyone. So that was something we took to heart, just knowing that they thought that their team was better suited already without a tryout. So for us, we do tryouts almost every single time. This summer, though, after making the Worlds team, obviously, I got the invite to doing some USA Hockey stuff that we set up. So one of the captains will set it up, or people who are in Minnesota. We do some skates and stuff in the summer. I do my own skates as well. And then there'll be a camp in August. Invites haven't gone out for that yet, but hoping obviously I were to get one. And that's just kind of like a little tryout camp in New York. So anything I can do now until then, obviously, is for that. So that's kind of what I'll be training for. And obviously just for my own personal good as well.
Yeah, and when you're at a stage where you're at, where you have accomplished a lot, you've done everything, are there things you can still work on to get better still, or are you still able to skate faster or get stronger, or are you more of a maintaining what you have now?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, there's always someone better. And I have better people than me on my team too. So just being able to train with people who I know at this point, it's hard to say like your own little niche. I was just on the phone with my dad and we were talking about little things that he's like, I just rewatched the championship game. Like we should watch it together. We can take some things out of it. I was like, sure, whatever you want to do, I guess. But it's definitely something where you want to continue to hold all the things that make you special and the things that I think are my best assets, but also need to look interiorly and kind of see like what things you need to work on. And obviously that's something that I've been really trying to work on. Obviously, I think athletes, whether or not you want to say so, like you're built with confidence, and when people try to critique or things like that, it's sometimes hard to take it, but as you grow up you realize like that's life. And I think for me right now, I haven't gotten on a call with USA coach yet about like just some things to work on from Worlds, but I'm really excited for that. I love to hear the things that I can get better at and the things that obviously are going to make me better. And I want to obviously be better than I am in the past camps. Every camp I want to go to, every Worlds I want to go to, I want to be better. That's hard to say when you get older because, getting to the gym and getting up early in the morning is getting harder. But yeah, I think for me, obviously going to make a list of things I want to work on and get better at this summer. But just really excited that I get to do it with my buddies and get to hang out with girls who have the same, obviously, perspective on hockey than I do. So, yeah, excited to see that, and hopefully with Cal Dietz as a strength trainer, like it's easy. He makes my job easy. He gives me what I need to do, and he hasn't let me down one time in the years I've been training with him since I was 18. So hoping that he helps me with that, and then we'll see where I get to on the ice myself and whoever I'm training with.
Yeah, he's awesome. He got some TV time too. On if you haven't rewatched it, he got a little TV time during that gold medal broadcast also, and then he was on the ice afterwards. So that's pretty cool. So he is the strength and conditioning coach for those who don't know, as Taylor mentioned. For a hockey player, what is a strength? I suppose it varies by position and different things. I remember we had Skylar on, and she said she would do different strength drills than maybe what the forwards or the defenders would have.
Yeah, it's interesting. With Cal, unlike almost any other university, in my opinion, we get specialized workouts. Not necessarily your position in hockey, more so what you need to work on. We do drills on the ice where he can tell, like, if you need speed, power, isometric, concentric training. It's crazy. I don't know how that works. I don't know how his brain works. I just trust in Cal. That's what I say. I trust in Cal. I put my trust in Cal all the time. But yeah, I definitely tell him, like, I think this summer I want to continue with where I'm at, weight wise, as well as because that's just how I felt the best, and he knows exactly what to do. But for us, like, I'm in the gym for an hour and 15 minutes at a time. And you're going through it and you're not stopping. It's very like go, and we have interns in the gym, so whenever I have a question, we do that. But I don't think people would understand the things we do. Like, even me reading the sheet of what I'm doing, I understand why it's good for me, but I also like don't understand how it connects in a sense. Finger down, shoulder up, like crazy things you would never think. But then you think about it and you're like, okay, I hold my stick with this arm. Like, it makes sense when you put two and two together. But yeah, he does a great job. And obviously he knows when you're not feeling your best. So he's like, okay, take a day off. Like, do what you need to do. Just bike today. So he does a good job. And I think as we get older, females as well, it's really, really interesting to like listen to your body and know like what you need. And sometimes it's just a walk, like not even doing anything during the day, just a walk. And he gets it. So he's not one to judge, and he's someone to joke with. He loves, like, in the morning, he'll just slap me on the back and he'd be like, all right, let's go, killer, get on the line. And I'm like, Cal, get on the line with me then. But like, he's done his work, so he doesn't need to prove it to me.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's awesome. And obviously I've reaped the benefits of being able to train under him. And I feel like that's half the reason why I'm the player I am at this point, because I was a scrawny little girl when I came into college, and now I'm a force to be reckoned with, in my opinion.
Yeah, no question. The record speaks for itself. There's no doubt about that. Last couple for you mentioned pro hockey as well, and certainly now you can do both, where you're playing pro hockey and part of Team USA and whatever else. And forgive me for not knowing this, but has there been a draft, or will there be a draft, or how does the future hold in store for players your age now that are just coming out of college?
Yeah, so there's two different pro leagues right now. One of them, obviously Minnesota, is the Whitecaps, is the PHF. And there's another league that also exists, the PWHPA. So there's two different ones. The PWHPA, I'm getting these mixed up. The PHF, which is the Whitecaps league, they have already had a draft, so there's drafts every year. The PWHPA, they're more so a recent league, so like their draft seemingly will hopefully be semi soon, and they're not sure what it's going to fully look like. But for that, it's kind of up in the air. But yeah, you can choose whatever you want. Obviously, you want to either get drafted by one or the other. So I guess we'll see where that leads me. And then obviously, certain ones don't quite know what it's going to look like yet. So I'm just kind of trying to take the summer and just enjoy my last time in Minneapolis or wherever I'm going to live, wherever I'm going to be. Enjoy my time living with my buddies until August, because obviously that's when the lease ends. So,
yeah.
And I've lived with them with 4 years, so it's going to be very weird when I don't get to live with them anymore.
Yeah, and so then from that, were you drafted in the other league, or is that coming up?
So it hasn't. Sorry, it hasn't had the draft.
Okay, gotcha.
There's I think they're in free agency time right now. Like there's people switching teams and things like that. I feel like the draft will be in September, maybe August.
Gotcha.
So I think you kind of get to decide what one you want to be a part of, essentially, when more things come out about both leagues. I think there'll be more information here in the next month.
So you're in a little limbo at this point, just kind of waiting and seeing. Yeah, gotcha.
Like I said, my life is completely all over the place, but I'm kind of loving it right now.
Sitting out in the sun reading a book, you can't beat that.
Exactly.
Yeah, no doubt.
Speaking in the sun, the Minnesota sun, where the wind's like 80 miles an hour, like it has been this week. It's crazy.
You're getting windburn, not sunburn.
Yeah, literally.
Today, no doubt. Well, as always, we sure appreciate your time. You're always awesome to come on the podcast. Some great stories. Congratulations. I was so happy to one, see you get that game-winning assist and to win that gold medal. It was so sweet.
Thank you for having me.
All right, sounds good. There she is, Taylor Heise. It's episode 68, the Go Gopher podcast. I hope you enjoyed hearing from gold medalist Taylor Heise, who we're thrilled would share her Team USA story with us on the Go Gopher podcast. The Go Gopher podcast episode 68 is presented by Sunbelt Business Advisors and True North Mergers and Acquisitions. If you're buying or selling a business, visit sunbeltminnesota.com or tnma.com today. We're also partnered with Affinity Plus Federal Credit Union, a locally member-owned full-service financial invested in you. You can learn more at affinityplus.org/GoGophers. They have a top-ranked mobile app. We're also brought to you by State Farm agent Tony Hoagland. Again, I'd invite you to listen to past podcasts, and right now be sure to click the subscribe button to the Go Gopher podcast. It's free to subscribe and free to listen. And also share the link to the podcast with others so they can subscribe and listen as well. We'll talk again next week.